did that work? It's all say. The game done. Hello. Hello, Philo. Oh, I'm watching the game. What is it? 8 minutes to go? 8 minutos to go. When it's all say. How good is Maccassini? Insane. That's absolutely ridiculous. Hello, Luke. How are you, big dog? Doing well? Doing as well as a Maccassini score. How good is Lucas? What is Lucas on? What? What? Savs has held Lucas for so long. I told him to get rid of him ages ago. What's Dewey on? 106! Oh, man. I should have started with Dewey this season. I played Maccassini. Yeah. I think every person and their dog played Maccassini. How goes well with your... I had Leo CTW. I didn't put Setu 2 in. I have Maccassini CTW. That's okay. I have Fire Logo as my captain. It is what it is. No, I'm not owning Dewey. Too late. I got big plans next week. I played Leo and Maccassini, so great. I think it's getting close. Oh, what's KPP on? 50. Oh my god, Taruva. Oh my god, Taruva. Oh my god. Please, left to Maccassini. Please, I beg you, dude. He's already bombed one try because he's a spud. Go. Where is he? Is he centers or wing? Center! Give it, you idiot! Oh my god, safer! You always do this. You're a wannabe. Get it. Maccassini, go left. Go left! He went left! Oh my god, he didn't score. I knew he was going to go left too. You little hog. Oh my god, Dewey again. Oh my god, Taruva. Are you guys watching the game or what? Any watchers out there? Oh my. No way they score off that. Okay, full swing left. Maccassini through the gap. Try. Wait, did he just score? He did not score this. There's no way he just scored this, right? Short. Nah, short. What was the best game of the weekend? Mostly Cowboys, Broncos? Maybe Rabbitohs, Raiders next? You think I'm a minute or two behind? Oh, I'm on KO. Oh, wait. No, you're right. Wait, what? What's going on here? Is it finished? Is the game finished? No. 4 minutes 13 for me. When it's on site. Oh, Fletcher Hunt. Oh, Fletcher Hunt gets his try. Fletcher Hunt gets his try right at the depth. Oh my gosh. I know people in my head-to-head chat will be going crazy on NRL fantasy because of that. Oh, I can already see it. Look at this. Can you guys see this? Everyone's gone nuts. Because people are owning Fletcher Hunt and they're like, well, how is he not scored? Someone had Fletcher Hunt in this fantasy and they were losing by 10 points. Oh. Hello, Captain Harry. How are you? Hello, Danny. Oh, Danny, we were so close to the St. George 1 to 12 bet. If who was the guy in St. George that did that dumb kick instead of just passing it for the free try when it was like a 3-on-2? Who was that moron? Was it Sully or was it Luciano Leilua? It was Sully, right? Did anyone watch that game? It was Luciano, absolute moron. Sorry to say. What did Kinney score today, by the way? Did he go big? Actually, I don't even want to look. I don't even want to know. Is Mooney back on? What's Mooney on? 37? Get rid of him. Get rid of him. He's not playing enough minutes. I think he's got to be a trade out in my fantasy, in NRL fantasy. Oh, Gagai off. Why would you not pass that? I'm not understanding these plays. I've seen it happen like 3 or 4 times this week. It's like a 1-on-2 and the center won't pass it. Who else did it? There was someone who bombed a try. Oh, Fletcher Sharp. Fletcher Sharp. I mean, Eels are just a joke of a team, let's be honest. And Kelma Tuolagi has a Cat 1 HIA, so yeah. Load up for Turbo versus Parramatta in 2 rounds, I think it is. Trey Mooney! He's still a sell. I don't care, but you are very, very lucky. Oh my God. Wait, I'm going to call up my mate. I'm going to call. Let's see. Hello. What just happened?
I'm up by 4 against Jono. And now my pod is Dewey. Here's his Trey. Trey just scored with 1.5 minutes to go. So it's done. Fucking mutt. Can't believe it. Bro, the guy's done nothing all game. Literally nothing. And he goes over untouched. Just fuck.
Anyway. All right. But he's spewing. He was up by 4 in his head-to-head on NRL Fantasy. He had Dewey, and the other guy had Trey Mooney. And Trey Mooney just scored. Mate, look, I gotta say, I would love to know the total points like the total points after an NRL season, last season, and now this season, because boy, oh boy, it's just insane. It's just insane the amount of points that are being scored. Pass the ball, man. Guys, you think Nrl is still a sell? I don't know what to feel or think with that guy anymore. He's numbed my body. Forward. Good pass. Kick it. Yes. Oh. Game's over. Marjorie's good at those little kicks. Game over. Game over. 3 seconds left. Great. KPP running at the Ezra Man edge next week. He needs it. What did he get? 65? That's actually not too bad. What is that kick? Game over. West Tigers 42, Knights 22. All right. Let's get this started so I can get it up on podcasts and everything else. And go from there. All right. Let's do this. 1388, nice week. Very nice. Very, very nice. What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Rage Traders NRL Supercoach podcast. This is the round 6 wrap up. I hope you're doing absolutely well, and I hope the week wasn't too harsh on you, like it was for me a bit in a way. First and foremost, if you do like the video, you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment for the algorithm. That always helps. And also, if you're listening on Apple or Spotify podcasts, a 5-star review really does help me, as I'm brand new to the podcasting and all that jazz. So yeah, thank you so much for that. Also, if you want to join the Discord, in the YouTube description, the Discord link and invite will be there. So come on along. We'll be talking about everything NRL Supercoach, based around, you know, coming weeks, trades, holds, what we're looking at doing, who we think the best people are to get in and get out are, and just all around NRL chat, game day chat, everything like that. So come on in, it's for free. Also, round 7, our competition is going to end, the Rage Traders 1K. So I think that'll be at the start of round 7 or the end of round 7. I'm actually not really sure about that. So just get in before round 7 starts. I think for memory, the code is 437499. We might as well check it now just in case people want to join. $1,000 up for grabs. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the Rage Traders on YouTube. 739499. 739499. We currently have 1,740 people in there. So get on in. It's joining by round 7, it says. All right, let's get into the wrap up. But before that, let's just go over my team quickly. The biggest hurting points for me and shining stars in my team that I'm really happy with. Then we'll get into the quick wrap up. this week my trades were Tommy Turbo in and Alex Twal in. Very happy with that. Was hoping Turbo just got a bit more points in this game. It didn't happen. It was at Wynn Stadium where they have had quite close scores, but I just was expecting maybe I would have been happy with 100, but either way, 81. He's got some really, really nice draws coming up. I think they have Parramatta in 2 rounds as well. So that's going to be really, really nice to see. But yeah, if we look here at the Manly draw just quickly, they have North Queensland away, then Parramatta at home into Penrith away Broncos. There's something I am going to be looking at doing this week for trades, being very aggressive, but I'll get into that momentarily. 12.48 for me at the moment, pending updates with Suafar logo as my captain and some very, very rough CTW scores. So I am quite happy in a sense because I have had 2 average weeks on captain, still got some green arrows. I don't think I'm going to get green arrows this week, depending on how many people really have Nico Hines and stuff like that. Robson's been really a shining light for me. I think I'm very happy with that trade so far, that I don't have to sink too much money in, and hopefully he doesn't get picked for Origin and Blake Brayley does, so he can kind of sit in my team the whole season, but we'll have to wait and see. Biggest issues for me is definitely still KL Iro is just a bit of a sore point now. Makasini is just really, really bad. Obviously, Moses Leo is going to be someone who I'm looking at getting rid of. But I just don't want to. The cheapies out there are so rough. A lot of people might have gone Moses Leo to, I think it was Tavana from the West Tigers, who had a hamstring injury. So now he didn't even play for the West Tigers today. So there's a lot of like ifs and buts. And I'm not sure if I really want to waste trades there. And I think my strategy is going to be like 4 center premiums with Tom Chester, and just whatever the rest is, it is. Yeah, Suafar logo. I mean, Melbourne, it's honestly the worst game I've seen Melbourne play in every single game I've seen them play, to be honest with you. It was really bad. Getting a Joe Chan with a 16 is just awful. I think he's going to be a must trade out for a lot of people next week. So yeah, I've got a lot of things I need to look at now for the team. I still have 3 boosts left, only like 37 trades. So it is, I kind of wanted to be slowing down at this point, but there's so much manic and carnage sort of happening that I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But let's get into the wrap up. Let's start off with a beautiful game, a big upset. To me, it was the biggest upset of the round. It was the Bulldogs beating the Panthers 32-16. Now, Panthers were just having a lot of errors this game. Jenkins gets away with a nice 80 that you'd love to see. I think he scored 2 tries in this game from memory. If you're a Jenkins owner, you still love it. In a game like this where they're not fully clicking, he's still going to make a bit of money with 51 break even. So Jenkins seems to be like the CT dub everyone wants. However, we have to also note now that there is a chance that Jenkins could be in the Origin. So it's getting to the point where I think you have to get him this week, or wait until sort of Origin sort of kicks off, because I saw a lineup with Jenkins in there. Obviously, that wasn't like this is what it's going to be, but it could be a projected lineup. Casey McLean, he got a sin bin this game. If you were looking or got him in, that's a bit unfortunate. Gets away with the 66. However, you were hoping maybe for a bit of a bigger one, but still you'll live with that. Isaiah Yeo, I moved off him this week. 64, that's what he's going to give you. Whoa, 14.29 with the C on far logo. Wow, that is a big week, mate. Congratulations, Darryl. That's huge. But yeah, it seems like West Tigers also at home is just an absolute fortress. Isaiah Papali'i, I still think he's just not Supercoach relevant with all the 2RFs we have, and him getting 60 minutes here, 80 minutes there, 60 minutes again. Dylan Edwards has been also great in the team. I just think there's 2 other fullbacks I'd currently prefer at this point, who I'm going to be trying to get in this week. So we'll have to wait and see and talk about that. Brian To'o, measly 32 in this game. He's just been irrelevant this season. He's had like 1 or 2 goodish games, and then from that it's just like really low scoring, so I don't even think he's worth talking about anymore. Preston with a massive 118. When the Galvin and Preston combo connects, Preston scores and Galvin scores look good. Galvin with 86, Preston with 118. Really nice to see. Yeah, again, they are starting to find their form a tiny bit. I think this game was absolutely massive for them. No one really expected this. Now they have Parramatta away, Broncos away, North Queensland, Dolphins, Sharks, Melbourne, West Tigers, Parramatta bye. So there is some players you can likely target here. Kiraz with a 58, I just think is a bit hit and miss, and he's not as strong as your Herbie and your Jenkins at the moment. I just think they're better picks. If you have Iro, I think he's possibly a trade out at the moment. But yeah, it's just real weird with Kiraz at the moment. It's something I haven't seen before. Kickout was really good this game. Also got a try. I think Tuala's also someone you could look at as a pod. Someone who I'm heavily looking at. I think he's really, really, really good. And they go right a lot, which is that Preston side. And when Preston is the decoy runner, it goes to Tuala. And I think Cherry also looked amazing this game, really good, and I think he proved the point as to why he should be in the team. He could be another little pod for you. The thing is now, when Crichton comes back in, who dips out of this team? There could be a big chance that it's Tuala. I don't really know. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see. And I don't know if there's going to be any information on that. So yeah, Preston getting over his injury now. Yeah, I think this is a massive game. I think when the season ends, how Bulldogs finish in the season, I think this will be the point where we go, this was the turning point. This is where they kind of started clicking when they beat the Panthers. Supercoach wise, honestly, no one else. Maybe Matt Burton with a 65 as a 5'8" if you're struggling with your 5'8" position, but there are quite some good picks there. And nothing else here, to be honest with you, in terms of the Bulldogs. So that's your Bulldogs Panthers game, 32-16. No, I do not have Kinney. Hudson 100, Ford 100, played Sedu 2, and Faye Marnie, etc. Currently ranked 15,000. Very nice. Dragons versus Seagulls. Well, I tell you what, if you didn't watch the game, Dragons had a very, very, very good chance at being back in this game. I think they were losing 16-0 for memory. Eagles win 28-18. They started off flying the Seagulls, and then kind of Dragons just kicked back and sort of whipped the horses into action. And then there was just a couple of really bad mistakes. But again, Luciano Leilua, a 99, he's been a massive pod. A 45 break even getting 99. He's really relished in, I think, him losing a bit of weight, getting good minutes, and just St. George even doing bad. He's still got really good numbers. Would I rather a Finafuiaki over Leilua? Most probably, because it's the Dragons versus the Dolphins. But like, I think if you've owned Leilua, he's been a sneaky pod that people haven't been giving a lot of respect to. Sedu 2 with a massive 85 this game in my team, but I didn't play him. Didn't expect it. It's just is what it is. I really thought Melbourne Storm were going to come out with a bang after the losses they've had. And I thought it would just be a very high scoring match. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a chance on Moses Leo and Makasini. And it just happens. That's Supercoach. You know, you got to take the good with the bad sometimes. And I got the bad this week in some areas. Toby Couchman, 73. He's clicking in on a 65 break even. He's going to gain a tiny bit amount of money. But again, I think there's two RFs with a bit of a higher ceiling, more than Couchman. Jacob Little gets a 63 in this game. Cook a measly 30. Valentine Holmes has been a big talking point in this team. Just has not been clicking. It's so weird. Like your premium centers, like your Valentine Holmes, your Kiraz, like Holmes especially, what did he get? A 30-ish last week. Now gets a 52. He's leaking a lot of money with 120 break even. He's going to be super, super low. So, yeah, that's interesting to see. Jaden Sewer also saying that the news coming out, he's going to Parramatta. I'm pretty sure that's next season for 3 seasons. So he's dipped out of the Dragons' dilemma. Pretty crazy. I wonder how that's going to just impact his future games, if he even cares anymore for the Dragons, considering they're playing so bad. Yeah, Flanagan, like they swapped the halves roles, Flanagan and Atkinson. it honestly didn't do much for me. Flanagan just sucks at defense. There's multiple times in this game where he leaked tries in, and it was literally because of him missing tackles. It's just, yeah, neither of these guys are Supercoach relevant. And the list downwards, I wouldn't even be considering anyone else. Hamish Stewart, okay. I thought he'd be popping off better scores without Ryan Couchman in the team. I think he should be an 80-minute player. He's not being an 80-minute player. I don't agree with that. $519,200 with a 25 break even. He's still going to make you a bit of money, but get ready to jump off him possibly. Again, Garrett gets his 99. Don't read into that too much. Turbo 81. You'll be happy with that. Hopefully, he'll be in your captains for the Eels game, where he should light up the score sheet very much so. Kula this game, very interesting. 41 for Kula, 67 for Hopewadi. A lot of people were talking about either Kula or Hopewadi. Okay scores, but in a game of 28 points. Very, very interesting to see that this was quite a low-scoring Supercoach game, in my opinion. A big pod for me was Hamoli Olakawatu. Only got 55 this game. Looks really strong, though. I think there's going to be a game where he absolutely tears off. It could be against Parramatta on that right edge. But yeah, 676,000. He might come down a bit in price. Have to wait and see. But yeah, I expected a bit more out of this game from Hamoli Olakawatu. But yeah, just didn't happen. Nothing else to talk about for the Eels. Supercoach relevant wise, but they get the win. They've hit some form. Kieran Foran, 2 out of 2. Very good to see. Let's go to the next one. My Cowboys. Go the boys. Go the boys. Yes, we get a win. I tipped them to win. I was like, first of all, they were paying $2.10 to win, and they didn't have Reynolds. They didn't have Reece Walsh. I was like, they didn't have Ben Hunt. I'm like, this is blasphemy. It's blasphemy. But the big talking point here, Scotty Drinkwater, 120. Now, I didn't have him at the start of the season. He is going to be on a lot of people's list now. Now, let's read through this draw for a second, because you're going to absolutely love hearing this. So they've just versed the Broncos away. They now verse Manly at home into Sharks at home. Bulldogs away, which will be tough. Parramatta at home. Sydney Roosters away, who still are leaking a bit of points. South at home. Canberra away. Dolphins at home. So there are some games there where I think Drinkwater could get an easy 100 plus. So we've really got to monitor some of these players. Helam Lukey, someone I traded in 2 to 3 rounds ago. Super happy with that trade. I went Lukey over Finafuiaki, and so far I'm very happy with it. But yeah, he's just, when they're clicking, he's part of getting the tries. It's really good. The best cheapie out of them all, Tommy Chester, 96, performing better than Kiraz, performing better than Valentine Holmes, performing better than KL Iro. If you don't have him, honestly, I think he's like the must-have cheapie. And now 356,000 going up to 15 off a 15 break even off 96 points. I still think he's a trade-in for people that don't have him. Honestly, I was going to say, also, apologies if I sound a bit nasally. I'm just coming off having a cold. So if I sound a bit weird, that's the reason. Tommy Dearden finally gets like one of his above average scores, 93. That's good to see. Sonny Luke comes on this game for Reed Marnie, who had an HIA issue. I'm not sure if it was I'm pretty sure it was a HIA Cat 2. It could have been a Cat 1. I can't remember. Let me know in the comments if you guys remember that. But he came off for the rest of the game. Sonny Luke gets a try this game. Interesting to see, but I think it'll just revert back to the normal once Reed Marnie's back and able to play. Clifford's just been in amazing form, to be honest with you. I think he's been a great pod for people. Now, 5 break even, 684,000 with a 50, sorry, not a 56, an 82. That's absolutely huge. Cotter, I'm not going to read too much into an 81. Zach Labert also gets a 63 this game. Think that's with a try. That's good to see. Purdue only gets a 56 this game, especially when he got a massive try basically by himself, splitting the defense, breaking past the fullback for like 80, 90-ish meters. So not too happy with that, considering they've just put on 35 points. But it's one of those games where the ball just didn't go to him every time. McKaylee getting more minutes and looks fit, interested in 4th FRF and Origin coverage at the Cows. Okay, so McKaylee with a 66, he's coming in at $316,800 with a 17 break even. Very interesting. Good call from the chat there. So keep your eyes on that. Unfortunate news for me with the Broncos. My star consistent performer this season, Patrick Carrigan, got sin-binned this game. Missed out on 10 minutes of gameplay and still pooped out a 79. This guy is becoming my Haas. He is just being absolutely amazing. Now, the bad news is he is likely getting 2 rounds off with a shoulder high tackle or a head high tackle that he got sent off for. So this is bad news. I still think he'll be a hold for me. So for Broncos, they verse the West Tigers and Bulldogs. So he's actually going to miss out on the Bulldogs and West Tigers away game. Then he's going to come back into Sydney Roosters, Manly, and New Zealand. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to hold him. For me, he is just a 70, 80-minute guy that plugs away, and I don't really need to worry about him. I don't think he's someone you're chasing to get if you don't have him, but a 67 break even, he gets a 79. He's just having so much consistent form for my team. I'm really happy with starting with him. And I think with the scoring changes, you're just seeing him get a couple of extra points here and there. Big news for you is if you're a Payne Haas owner, you were super worried when he went down-ish to the sideline getting his hamstring rubbed, comes back on, still poops out a 72. He was just really good this game. Again, we have to remember it was against the Cowboys, who can be run over by forwards, but this is the Payne Haas you like to see. Again, I don't think he's worth the money, but if you've held on to him now, I just think you hold on to him. Jesse Arthur's at fullback, 63. That's okay, but I'm not looking at that, especially in the CTW position. Katoni Staggs, again, gets a try, the first try of this game, and only gets a 62. Expected a bit more from him, especially when he starts off that hot. Pia Kura, only a 35. Not reading into that. Shibasaki, 30. His form hasn't been there this season. And that's it. Ricky actually has been quite impressive, to be honest with you. Gets a 85, 87 break even. He's been in really good form. Tom Duffy was exceptional this game. The Brisbane Broncos have a star on their hands, and if Adam Reynolds goes down again this season, he is going to be someone that is an absolute must-have with 91 now onto his name on a $235,000 price tag. Unfortunate news for Blake Mozo as well, who came on for, I forget who the hooker was, Pakes, who got injured. Then Mozo, I think it was a broken jaw. So now they're really digging deep for hookers. I think they've got someone from like an academy they can get that I read on. But yeah, really unfortunate news there for the Broncos, considering they were in quite good form. Rabbitohs Raiders 36-34 to the Raiders. This was edge of your seat game. The start of this game, if you were on Latrell Mitchell and you had him as captain, you were like, I've just made the worst decision of my life. All of a sudden in the second half, things went his way. He finishes off with 111 points. I think if you haven't started with Latrell Mitchell, he's really, really hurt you this season. And a lot of people were saying he's just a must-have because what he can offer. Yes, he can give you some low scores here and there. But when he's clicking and when he's scoring tries and assisting Alex Johnston, it's just absolutely amazing. So 111 points on a 59 break even at 706,500. These people that don't have Latrell Mitchell, they don't have Thomas Jenkins, they are going to be missing out on a lot of points. Cody Walker, I think he went over twice this game for 89 points. You are absolutely loving that from someone who's so cheap. That's going to be a nice little bump in your week. Tallis Duncan, again, a pod I've spoken about, on a 32 break even, now goes up on 87 points. Latrell at fullback now. How long is Gray out for? Good comment to say, but I know it was Gray had an AC joint injury. Is he definitely out for multiple weeks? We need to monitor that, but Latrell at fullback could be pretty much close to a must-have, to be honest with you. But maybe he's a bit too pricey. Again, Tallis Duncan's been really good. Campbell Graham is 74, so if you're an owner for him, you love that, but I don't read too much into that. David Fafita with his best game, in my opinion. I think he had like 17 runs or something, 70 Supercoach points. They moved him to the right edge more. I think they were finding that on the left edge, it just went to Latrell so much that he was just more of a decoy and nothing else. So they moved him to the right edge. Looked really, really good. I think it'll be positives for him in Supercoach, so that's still a hold there. Cameron Murray, 54. Colo, 53. I sold him last week. Happy with that. He almost got re-injured again. So yeah, want to look into that a bit. But I think if you're on Colo, you have to move off. There's just so much better value out there. Nothing else here for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Hudson Young, 117 points. I think he went over twice this game from memory. The big burner for me, I think the one player I've now missed out on is Simi Sasagi. I will say this, and I don't mean to be sour on it, because if you've picked him, congratulations, because you're reaping the rewards heavily. But he was getting very, very clamped up against Latrell. And as soon as the Jai Gray injury happened and Latrell had to move away from center, Tallis Duncan moved into Latrell's position on the left center, and Sasagi basically carved him up. I think there might have been a better scenario where I think Campbell Graham should have gone to that side. I find that a very, very weird move from Wayne Bennett, in my opinion. That the right edge of the Raiders, Sasagi, he's just been tearing up lately. I just think after I saw Sasagi leak a try, I was thinking maybe Campbell Graham could have gone over there and just held him up a bit. But it didn't happen. Is what it is. But Sasagi, 100 points. You love it. You're seeing it. Now, he's going to make a lot of moolah, $585,600 on a -2 break even. Yo, that's very, very interesting. Key on to who next week? We can discuss that later. We'll have a chat about that. But yeah, Ethan Strange, 78. Love to see it. When Raiders score points, Weeks and Strange will score points. Weeks with a 68. Tarpanay with his best game this game, 76. Finally, the old Tarpanay came back. There were some offloads here and there. And now, someone who gets chosen a lot through this origin period, 600,000 on a 73 break even. He's going to be quite cheap. So if there's someone you want to look at getting, maybe Tarpanay in your FRF could be the case. We do have to remember they have a round 11 bye. They're going to verse Melbourne at home, West Tigers away, Gold Coast away, Penrith at home into a bye. So not the easiest of rounds coming up or games coming up for them. Also, big news in this one. I actually didn't start him because of this. I actually put Sanders in front of Martin, and they both scored the exact same points. I reserved Sanders thinking Martin because Martin was coming off the interchange. I got the late news of that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to start Martin. I'm going to do Sanders instead. They scored the exact same amount of points. So there you go. Hosking started on this, 45. I think Noah Martin should be starting. He's like one of the best in their team. He's very consistent, doesn't have a lot of errors in him. Again, Tamale, someone who I've talked about being a pod, he just is a no-show. He's had a lot of knock-ons. Scored a try this game for a 37. That is shocking. Yeah, really, really interesting to see here. But yeah, someone who I'm not really focusing on now. And apologies if anyone went there when I was speaking about him. But I really did think after the game, he got 100 points. He'd be really, really good. The physio said 2 to 6 weeks for Jai Gray. Okay, so Latrell is very, very close to a must-have now. Let's have a look here at their draw, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. So they've just versed the Canberra Raiders. They're now versing St. George at home. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think you know who your captain is for next week. Latrell Mitchell. They have St. George Dragons at home, Melbourne Storm away, Newcastle away, Sharks at home, Dolphins at home, and then round 12 against North Queensland. But that will be the origin period, I think, when the origin players leave for training camp. Keon I might hold. I don't think that is the correct play. He's going to leak a lot of money. But on a negative 88 break even, he's going to go down. I don't even know what he's going to go down to, but yeah, it's getting rough. But mate, if you want to hold. If you got other fives to put out that are more important, then do that. I'm just worried he gets injured in a game and then you're going to lose a lot of points there. All right, let's go to the next one. Sharks versus Roosters. Sharks were winning this 16-0. I thought, here we go. The Roosters are back at it again. Awful. Now, the good news is, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't play him this week. Jesse Colquhoun, 87 points. He is making the moolah for me. I'm very, very happy about that. Didn't play him this week. It's unfortunate. Didn't think he'd have a massive one. I thought he'd be around that 40 to 50 mark. He gets a try in this game. Huge. Blake Brayley owners finally get heavily rewarded with a massive 108. For memory, it was 3 try assists. And I think this game, he really put up his hand and showed like the New South Wales coaching and like team stuff, what he can do in those scenarios where they get close to the line, and then when there's a crash play, his passes are pretty precise. Very nice to see. Harodi with a 65, we can look into that a bit, but still his price tag, 535,000, it's a bit too much. Iro, for me, guys, it's getting painful. It's really, I don't care about the base anymore, but a 59 break even, getting a 48 in this game. He goes close sometimes, but it's just like, it's not enough. It's not enough. And now I'm thinking, well, what do I do? Who can I go to? Do I just scrap it, or do I just hold through this massive pain where they have a really nice run after this bye? So they're coming into the bye now. Then they have North Queensland, West Tigers. So North Queensland away, West Tigers at home, Souths away, Bulldogs at home. So it's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting, and something I'm going to have to ponder on. Nicho Hynes. Funnily enough, this week, I put up on my YouTube and on my Discord, what are your predictions for Nicho Hynes this week? Someone said 24, someone said 14 with a HIA, and every other score was like 60 plus. 30 points for Nicho Hynes this game. I mean, I'm actually in a bit of shock. I'm actually thankful. I did say this before. You never, rule number 1 in fantasy, never trade someone in for one game when they're coming into a bye. Unless they're at like a negative 60 break even and you think they're going to score like 150 or 120, do not do it. Because what happens is now, really, you've brought Nicho Hynes in for 15 points because they go into a bye. You technically half that score because over 2 rounds, he's gained you 30 points, which over each round is 15. For his price, that's really rough. Really, really rough. Again, he'll bounce back. Don't worry. They've got a really nice draw. He's in your team. No stress. But now I don't have to worry about him until 2 weeks' time. So I'm very happy with that. No one else here for me. Braden Trindle. Honestly, Braden Trindle surprised me this season. Running the line really hard. He gets a 55 here. You'll be happy with that at 5'8" position, having Braden Trindle. Roosters. Okay, big talking point here for me is I'm going to be getting into Tedesco next week. So I've held Reece Walsh in my team. I'm going to try and facilitate next week, guys. I'm going to tell you my trades right now. Joe Chan out. Reece Walsh out. Who's the other one? I don't know. Let's get to it later. But who I'm trying to get in, I'll tell you who I'm trying to get in. Oh, Far Logo out. For Drinkwater, Tedesco, and cheapy negative break-even cash maker. I'm not 100% on Far Logo coming out, but I'm pretty sure in my brain when I'm looking at things, my 3 fullbacks I want to see are Tedesco, Drinkwater, Tom Trbojevic. Did Kinney get 157? Oh my gosh. This is how Supercoach works, ladies and gentlemen. I traded out Kinney to get Reece Walsh. Reece Walsh gets injured on HIA as my captain. And then the following week, Kinney gets 157. Thank you, Supercoach. I love you very much. It is what it is. Daniel Tupou, 86. Hey, he's in my draft team. I think I won my draft, maybe because of Tupou. Sam Walker, best game of the season now. 552,000, 108 break even. Look very, very closely into this. This could be the time you maybe look at bringing in Sam Walker. I'm not even joking, because if Roosters click on this draw, now let me read out to the Roosters draw to you. They're versus Sharks. They now have Newcastle at home, who just let up 42 points against Tigers. St. George away. Broncos at home. Gold Coast at home. North Queensland at home. This could be the time that you go Sam Walker Tedesco. I'm not even joking. That draw is ridiculous. And I highly doubt Tedesco is going to be picked into Origin. So he might verse the Bulldogs team with a bit of rest coming round 13 as well. So that is very, very interesting to see. Standing. What do you mean standing? I don't know what you say about that in the chat. All right. So let's talk about other Roosters players. Crichton, most probably his best or second best game of the season, but still only a 61. Robson, my hooker in my team, getting a 62, basically doing nothing. Very happy with that. Super happy I brought him in. He had the bye last week. I got him in early. I'm happy with it. He's going to sit there. Hopefully Brayley gets chosen over him and he can just sit in my team for the rest of the season. That is the plan. Hugo Safala, 84 in center. Never thought I'd say that. Marky Mark, 81. There could be a lot of Roosters you look at getting here that could be very good. Savala for a second 5'8". That is actually a very, very good shout in the chat there. You could, if you still have Pezzett in your team, that could be very nice. I don't know how many games was this for him. Was that his second game? So he's now coming into the price rise. Cool. Radley, I thought he was very average this game. I feel like he gets too much minutes in my opinion, but yeah, is what it is. Connor Watson, well, we know he's leaving the team, so things might be a bit sour there. Or they told him that you can go look somewhere else. Very interesting because I think he's a great player. So whoever gets him, I think are very, very happy about that. Let's go to the next game. Storm versus Warriors. This and the Bulldogs game, I just did not see coming. I really didn't see coming. Suafar Logo is my captain. Had Moses Leo in, I just thought, look, even if Storm lost, they're going to have at least like 26 points. This was by far, to me, the best Warriors performance I've ever seen. Not because of the scoreline, because they were physical for 80 minutes. Like, if you go watch the last 10 minutes of this game, they literally looked like they were in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the game. They were just pounding Melbourne. The physicality I saw in them is exactly what they need to be top 4 relevant and to be relevant in the finals. I thought that Tanner Boyd now without, like, can I just say something again? Metcalf comes back. They lose 2. Metcalf gets injured. They win 38-14. Now, I'm not going to say that it's 100% because of Metcalf, but I dare say that in the management, there's whispers about this. And they're thinking, do we just bring Metcalf off the bench for like a bit of an impact? So I don't know what's going on there. Wateni Zalesniak should have had a hat trick. And who didn't pass it to him? Tane Tuapiki. It was a mind-boggling thing I saw. He completely open, try line, no chance of DWZ being stopped, and he dummied and got caught out. It was just insane. Jackson Ford. Thank you very much, my man. 102 with a try. You most probably saved a lot of my week. Thank you, sir. This guy's playing at just a Dally M level. He is, to me, like the new Haas because of the injuries to Haas. I really think he's just super good, and it's too late to get him if you don't have him, but he's just plodding away, getting the numbers. He's another version of Carrigan. Really, really good to see. So fun to watch as well because he does run and attack the line very hard. Chanel Harris-Tavita, he's back in for a 55. That was good to see. Val Mega, 75 in this game. I'm pretty sure he scored in this one as well. 43 break even, 356,400. Nothing crazy there. Wade Egan also had a bit of a hamstring injury this game, but still comes away with a 70. He's had some 2 good recent scores. Tane Tuapiki, people were talking about him being a pod. I just don't see it. I think you should get off him ASAP. Leka Halasima, 22 points. 87 break even. He's just so up and down. He really is just so up and down. It's really unfortunate. It's like when Leia Tower does good, Halasima does bad. When Halasima does good, Leao does bad. It's a bit of a weird thing. I thought RTS was very good this game. I think it was his best game of the season. Whoa. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck is going to be $450-ish thousand. What? Let's look at their draw. So they just versus Melbourne. They have Gold Coast at home, Dolphins at home. I'm honestly thinking Iro to RTS could be amazing. Wow, that is cheap. How has he got into that price? He doesn't deserve that. Khan Pereira came in this game. He was really good this game. Started this game, looked really good. He's a great player. He looked on the point. Just really strong game from him. I know he only got 29 Supercoach points, but just a shout out to him. Tanner Boyd, 79. He's just doing so well this season. Honestly, to me, he's just been the Dally M this season. If he continues like this, I don't care if they win or lose. The performance he's put up has been Dally M worthy to me. Let's talk about the Storm. Now, when Cooper Clark is your highest scoring Supercoach point scorer, you know something's wrong. He gets an 80. It's Cooper Clark. Jack Howard, 72. Far Logo, 66. Stefano, 57. Stefano's been okay, but he just doesn't have that upper ceiling that like a Ford has or a Carrigan has or a Payne Haas has. And he sort of plots away and gives you like a 55 to 62. So that's a bit annoying sometimes. This was by far the worst performance I've ever seen Melbourne Storm play. Joe Chan was really bad this game, guys. 16 points only, had an injury as well, a 74 break even. He's going to lose a bit of money here. I think it's time to get off Joe Chan. I really do. I think he could be easily someone that I just go down to like a really cheapo player and then just use that money elsewhere for like 2 fullbacks or something like that. Tedesco and Drinkwater, as I said, is what I want to do. So I think he will be my avenue. He had an injury. Yeah. Well, when he was off, I said in the WhatsApp to the guys that I'm with for my head-to-head NRL fantasy chat, I said, did Joe Chan just get pulled off or is he injured? And someone said to me injured. So if I could get confirmation on that, that would be great. There's also media going around of him getting absolutely sprayed in the dressing rooms by Craig Bellamy. Again, Moses Leo, a 20 here. Yeah, it's pretty rough. The thing is now with Moses Leo, who do I go to? Is it a Patrick Herbert? Do I just sit and wait and see if Patrick Herbert plays 3 games and then just go across and lose whatever money I lose from Leo? I don't know. I need to wait and see. Could be a Zach Labart. It could be someone else that I just need to wait and look out for that pops up. But I'm honestly not in a rush to get rid of Leo because the cheapies are so bad in the CT dub at the moment. So I'm going to wait and see on that. Yeah, no one else to really talk about. Harry Grant, a 42. He had a shocker this game. He was giving away a lot of penalties. Will Warbrick to get away with a 46, you'll live with that. Yeah, it's just for 14 points in this type of performance, on to the next. Eels versus Titans. Oh, Supercoach. Keanu Kinney, 157. You can't write this down. I didn't get rid of Kinney the first time people were getting rid of him. I didn't get Kinney the second time people were getting rid of him. Then I get rid of Kinney for Walsh. HIA Walsh injury. Kinney the next week, 157. Yeah, it is what it is. About time we saw it. But I will preface this. It was against the Eels. And the Eels defense has been horrible. Now, Kelma Tuolagi, 82 points here, but has a Cat 1 HIA, so he's going to miss out on next week. Just be aware of that. Penasini, 81, nice to see. Kinney, huge. Campbell, huge this game for all those Campbell owners. Jaden Campbell, 117 points. He was enormous this game. Jojo Fafita, Philip Sami. Look, these wingers, the fullbacks, the halfback, they're going to reap points here. Arama Howe, to me, he's been the cheapie of the season with Tom Chester. This guy is a beast. Scored the first try. Just looks incredible. And in a game like this where They're scoring the long range tries and it's not as grindy. For him to get an 81 is really nice. Cooper Byer 79, Faye Marnie 77. You'll be really happy with that if you held on to him. Tino 44, but maybe not a real big grinder game. Brimson again only 40. He's just not really Supercoach relevant, is he? Really hurting there. I'm not even going to talk about anyone in the Eels, to be honest with you. I don't think anyone deserves a shout. Have to keep looking at their CT dub sheepies like Araz Nanva, 201,000. He gets a 50, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm going to wait and see. Jack DeBellum finally gets a proper run. Still means nothing. They get beaten by 42 points in this one. Let's move on to the last game. Tigers versus the Knights. My theory is now the place you don't want to verse a team at is the Tigers' home field. They are just, it's getting silly. It's getting silly. Now, big news here, Terrell May 108. So if you are looking for an FRF to replace, maybe you've got Colo still. Terrell May could be a little pod. 108 on a 91 break even. He's about to gain a bit of money. Nothing crazy. Dewey, the star of the team, 107 points here. 37 break even. I wish I started with him. Didn't happen. The buy afflicted me too much and I regret it. Got Alex Twal in this week. Finally, 82 points. He is the new mini Haas in my opinion. Macassini. What is going on? Like, this guy was tearing up players in... You know when you do fantasy and you get baited into someone over the preseason and then it all falls down? Macassini has been this player. And I think we still have to completely hold him until Herbert possibly plays 3 games. But yeah, he also was so close to scoring a try this game. That's what hurts even more. But again, the Tigers are just going right so much. Like this KPP, Buller, Taruva, Herbert going right. It's where their bread and butter is, and they don't move off it too much. Is it Jock Madden or Joe Madden? Or am I wrong? Jock Madden. Jock Madden, really good slot in for Jerome Luai, but don't read into that too much because I still think, obviously, once Luai comes back, he'll be slotted out straight away. Nothing much here. Just Herbert, a big watch with a 92 being a cheapie that was in the CT dub on the right side. Going to be interesting to see what Benji Marshall does there. Dane Gagai gets 103 this game. Wow. On a negative 16 break even. If you went Dane Gagai, congratulations, because he's playing some extremely good footy, especially in a loss like this. Trey Mooney gets a 72 with a try and a line break right at the depth of the game. Talk about junk. If you held on to him, you'll live with that, but I still think he's going to be a move on soon. Fletcher Hunt also gets a late try for a 55. You'll love that. Fletcher Sharp, only a 46 this game, but they did get kind of pummeled. He's going to be a big watch for people. But I still think, in my opinion, Purdue's the guy that you want to aim for because Purdue and the Cowboys are in a really, really good form. And he can just put up 100 as easy, Fletcher Sharp anyway. Nothing much else to talk about here, in my opinion, for the Newcastle Knights. Dominic Young, 56. Didn't get a lot of the ball. Still, you know what he's capable of. If you have him, hold him. If you don't have him, you don't need a rush to get him. Dylan Lucas, 42 also. I just think he's a major trade. Brandon Savage, talking to you from the Supercoach experience. I don't know why you've held him so long. Get good, kid. And you'll most probably hold him and he'll get 120 and you'll comment me next week. That is your round 6 wrap up, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. If you're listening on the podcast, 5-star review. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to continue talking with the chat after this, but thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you could kindly breathe a bit of positivity on to the reviews, that would be great. I'll see you on the next one. Wolfie here from the Rage Traders. Take care. See you for round 7. Peace. Look at that. All done, Chatterino. Oh. Don't get zoomed in by the Kinney bait. They versed the Parramatta Eels and they demolished them. Eels suck. Bought May this week. If the Origin snub continues, he's going to be super valuable. That, my friend, is a great buy. Congratulations over the hill, Bill. Guys, if you have any questions, now the time is to put them in. If not, I'm going to cancel or stop the stream because I've got to go help my wife with my son. And yeah, you know how it works. You know how it works. But thanks for watching as well. Thanks for being in here. Sometimes I do the lives, sometimes I don't. Wait, did I lose? Oh, I lost my wait, did I win my draft? I won my draft. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Wait, Connor Watson though, only 30. Oh, I got Jojo Fafita in this week, by the way, in my draft. Ding, 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 ding. That's the way it goes. And I brought Jock Madden in. That's right. Wow, that won me the round, actually. Pardon me, I'm going to get rid of Lussick. Colo. I got Colo in my team. No. Okay. Currently have Chan in flex due to getting in KPP this week. What to do? Sell him. Pretty simple. Get rid of him. I think he's going to be on a lot of people's trade outs next week. Iro to Latrell is an easy one. I think Iro to Latrell I would tick off. I just love the Sharks draw coming in round 8. But I don't know. Iro hasn't been performing. Thoughts on Taps as a Noah replacement? Thoughts on Taps as a Noah replacement? Yes. Are there better front row fours you can go though? Let's have a filter here. Let's have a look. I'd rather Terrell. How much minutes did Terrell May get today? His points per minute must be insane. Let's have a look. Just having a quick look to see what Terrell May's minutes were. Terrell May played 68 minutes today. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Twile better than Taps. Yeah, 100%. If you don't have Twile, you should be getting him in. IPAP a trade out. Surely you've got more things to focus on than IPAP. Latrell captain first Dragons. Yeah. So for next week, we'll talk about this in the team list and stuff as we always do. Oh my gosh. This is going to... If you have Drinky and Turbo, what do you do? I think it's Drinky. I think you would be choosing Drinky. So next week for me, I'm contemplating boosting. I'm contemplating getting rid of Suafar logo. Is that the dumbest thing ever? Maybe. The problem is... I have Reece Walsh and I can pretty much go to whoever I want. Tedesco, Drinkwater. I think it's got to be Drinkwater. Drinkwater at home against Manly. That scares me more than Turbo against Drinkwater. Holy moly. I mean, this was Sua's low score. Sneaky VC on Sasagi? Nah, you've got way better VC options. Like, you've got Drinky VC, Turbo VC, Sua VC. You've got Nathan Cleary VC. You've then got Latrell. Oh, my gosh. I think for me this week, Scott Drinkwater VC into Latrell Mitchell captain. There's so many good ones. Even Tedesco, bro. Tedesco Allianz Stadium against Newcastle. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of pods you could do this week. It's going to be really interesting. Home ground advantage to Turbo. It's at, what do you mean? It's at Cowboys home ground. Queensland Country Bank Stadium. It's at Cowboys home. Walsh to Dewey for me, for you. I think it's got to be a fullback week. I'm just getting. I've said to myself that I think I want to try and get 2 fullbacks, and I want to try and get Drinkwater Turbo. So if I go Chan out, Walsh out. Maybe I can wait on Tedesco one more round. Who does Tedesco have in round 8? St. George. I'm honestly thinking of giving up Far Logo, eh? Because I have coverage here. Chan, Lukey just comes in. Couchman's coming back soon. Oh, but if Chan comes out, who's going to be my 2RF? I need to get a cheapie. Then Carrigan will just sit out. I'll put Arama Howe in. Oh, also Arama Howe's going to have a bye in 2 rounds. But I have Twal, so that's fine. I have Twal that can go up. Lukey that can come across. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty fine with that. Lasardi. Yeah, Lasardi should be back not this week, the following week. Oh, that's what I can do, though. Chan to Lasardi. That's a great shout. I think that's honestly what I'm going to do. What will he come back for? Dolphins, likely. That's a really good shout. Nah, Joel, I just think Warriors defense was onto everything Melbourne were trying to do. And when teams knock on the ball as much as Melbourne, they don't even get into a rhythm. Like, there was no rhythm from Melbourne Storm. They were just, Warriors were all over them. Yeah, that's a great shout. All right. So that could be the play. I do have Iro as well. But he's going to be on a bye anyway. Herbie comes back. So I can hold Iro for one more round and he won't lose any cash. That sounds good to me. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. The question is, do I go Tedesco and Drinky? Or do I leave Far Logo in? That's the big question. That is the big question. But Herbie back should be good. Yeah, Lasardi had a setback, 2 to 3 more weeks. Yep, correct. Anyway, let's call it, lads. Let's call it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. If you don't know, we have the Discord. I'll show you now. The Rage Traders Discord. I'm going to put the invite link in the chat. If you want to join, all you have to do is click that link. I'm on the wrong account. You idiot. You fool. Wait, how am I on that? How am I on that account? Oh, man. Anyway, on the YouTube video in the description below, the link will be there as well when that all gets done. So, yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to call it. I need to help out with my son. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you on the